I made them.
We should have been recording our baseball talk the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have needed to be over here, but
I'll just jump right into it. I'm depressed.
why are you depressed?
Not really. No, I'm not depressed.
Just to give you a recap of what Oakley and I and Christian were talking about, because Christian was trying to figure out why baseball doesn't have like a hard cap.
Well, so
And
I just think not having the hard cap just makes everything so much more complicated.
and
Instead of just being like, this is it, you can't go over it.
yeah,
And that's my whole thought process. So, no.
and what we were explaining is like all baseball contracts are guaranteed. If you play, you're going to get the money. So that's different already from the NFL that has a hard cap. And then also, NBA contracts are fully guaranteed as long as they play, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But the difference between baseball and NBA is there's a 40-man roster in baseball.
And
There's only a 15-man roster in the NBA.
And NBA, they play inside.
Yeah.
Most baseball teams don't.
And also, like, the league minimum on baseball is $500K, which the league minimum in the NBA is what, $2.5 million? So like,
I haven't looked at that in a while. So
but the big thing is
it's more than the MLB.
Yeah, the big thing is the luxury tax in baseball. Is if you go over it, it starts compounding for every year that you're over it in a row. And there's also like draft pick compensation for being over it versus signing free agents and all that jazz. So like, as he said, it is a whole lot more complicated, but also like it definitely works for baseball.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because of there being a 40-round draft as opposed to a 2-round draft and
yeah,
all
or
those
like a
different things.
6-round draft in the NFL.
Yeah. So
I thought it was
There's
7,
just
though.
so many. Is it 7?
Yeah.
Oh.
But like
Roasted!
in the
Don't
MLB,
roast it.
there are so many guys that like actually go in the 40th round that become, a very serviceable player. It's just it happens that when they got drafted out of high school in the 40th round, and they didn't actually have any, or when they came back, and when they were a junior in college, they got into the the farm system of that professional franchise, and they're like, actually, what you've been told all your life, throwing the ball is wrong.
Wrong.
Your arm slot should be here. You shouldn't be throwing a 4-seam. You should be throwing a 2-seam with a changeup as opposed to a 4-seam with a slider. And then also you need to only pitch out of the stretch, and you need to pitch from this side of the rubber and all that kind of stuff. And you go from being a person that can only throw 92 with a little bit of movement to throwing 95
With a lot of movement.
with a lot of movement. It's like, well, we just got a really high value out of nothing. It's like, I know I'm a Cubs fan, but Kyle Hendricks was like a 25th round pick.
Yeah.
And he's been the Cubs ace for the last 3 seasons, even though they had John Lester. But also, like, he's been in signing
Whose phone is
conversations.
blowing up?
He had a
It's the laptop.
2.09 ERA.
I'll put it on Do Not Disturb.
Okay. For an entire season, like,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of factors that go into it.
But you also, we were talking about Arrieta earlier, but you see a lot of guys now, some of the better organizations, they're getting guys from other MLB teams that have been playing professional baseball and making them better. The Red Sox closer during the postseason this year, Garrett Whitlock, was a Rule 5 guy that they took from the Yankees.
Yeah.
That he just never made our 40-man roster. We didn't do anything. He closed for them,
Yeah.
like all year.
I mean,
And
the
in the
Cubs did that
postseason.
with Hector Rondon
Yeah.
for 4 years. Like, they Rule 5'd him from...
And I'm not saying the Red Sox are smarter than the Yankees, because they're not.
No, but
Because,
like,
Nestor Cortez was,
and a lot of
not
times,
anything that anyone wanted. and
like
Yankees
the
got
people with the Rule 5
Jonathan
drafts,
Loizaga.
it's purely, hey, we like this guy, but also
We like
have-
these other guys better, so we're
Yeah.
going to protect them.
So we
It's a
want
whole
to keep
thing.
him on the 40-man as opposed to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, it has to do with, the service time clock. Once you put a guy on the 40-man, then he starts as, whatever it is. It's not, exactly, I guess it's 7 years of team control.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to start that clock too early, which a lot of that's going to change this offseason.
As it should, because, like, the Cubs definitely screwed Chris Bryant out of the
Yeah.
year of eligibility.
Well, look at Jacob deGrom.
Yeah,
He's
him
not
too.
going to be a free agent until he's 31. It's not right.
Yeah.
He should be able
Which-
to cash in.
As long as he's like Scherzer or Justin Verlander, he's still
Pitches
got
till he's 40.
6 years that.
Although, has he been healthy in like 3 years?
Lester. Yeah, but what I'm about to say is he's had more freak injuries other than not
That's true.
necessarily like the typical baseball injuries, but also that's a completely viable thing. Like some people just always have freak injuries. Like
That's my thing with Seager right now.
yeah, it's like Bo Jackson was a freak of nature
Stud.
athlete, but he also because he was a freak of nature athlete, he had a freak of nature injury that literally nobody else could ever get. Think about being able to pop your own hip out just from running because you're so strong.
I'm going to change the topic, but I have to ask you this question. You hate the Astros. Everyone does and everyone should.
Yeah.
Hate their like core players.
Yes, I would take Clark's career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He's really good.
He's a really weird person.
Which
Like he knows he's a heel.
Yeah, like
The
which
thing
would
that they
fit
said
in with the
today
Cubs.
on that podcast I was talking about, the thing they were saying today, they were like, "Where is he on an A-Rod scale? How A-Rod is he?" And they're like, "Is he like a 5 out of 10, or is he like a 9 out of 10?" Because A-Rod's really weird,
Yeah,
really weird person, but incredible baseball player.
Yeah.
They think he's very much A-Rod.
not talent wise or production wise.
Dude, he's close. He's very close
You
to
think
him.
so?
A-Rod even thinks so. Correa's, there's actually an old video that I saw the other day. Correa's like, not his rookie year, but like his second year. Or maybe he had played and then he was still rookie eligible the next year, something like that. They had A-Rod, and I don't think it was Ortiz. I think it was Frank Thomas. They were on one of those MLB shows, MLB Network shows. And they're like, are there any of these young guys in the MLB that you kind of see yourself in? And A-Rod was like, Carlos Correa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which was very accurate, I think.
No, I read this article the other day, and it was talking about the Cubs, how they should go after Correa. One, because he can play shortstop and third, and then also go over to first if you need to.
He can do everything.
And that would allow Patrick Wisdom, who, like we were talking about earlier, how like Rule 40 draft, those kinds of things, one franchise can't use him. So that he was in the Cardinals farm system for like 3 years and could never do anything.
Well, that's how Luke Voigt was
Yeah.
when the Yankees got
And
him.
it's like, it's not their fault. Like, they had Matt Carpenter. But the Cubs sign him.
Yeah.
And he breaks the rookie record of home runs by a Cub. Like, breaks Chris Bryant's record. And he's a 29-year-old rookie. Just because when he was with the Cardinals, he could never break their 40.
Rosarina was the same thing. I forgot who he was on. I think he was Rule 5 guy, but he's a rookie this year.
And it's like,
Stud.
yeah.
Beast.
It's just.
He's like 29.
I mean, Jorge Soler with the Royals 3 years ago hit 48 home runs. I mean, I have a Soler jersey because I thought he was going to be the next big thing in Chicago, and he
Could have been.
Literally, the only reason he wasn't is because
Jason
half
Hayward?
of the because of half of the season in Chicago, it's below 60 degrees.
That's true.
He's from Cuba, and I can't remember how many times I was in high school. They were like, Jorge Soler, it's June. He's about to start hitting again. 25 home runs between June, July, and August.
Yeah.
And then it'd go to September and October, and he'd get cold again because he's from Cuba. He likes it warm.
Yeah.
And Chicago's just too cold. Now he's off the Braves. He's
Stud.
only hitting 230.
Batting leadoff in the postseason.
But he's only hitting like 230, but he also walks. And
He's also a massive human
like
being.
you saw in the first game, leadoff homer. He has unreal power.
A-Rod said like twice after the game, he was like, biggest thing was Soler hit a home run first pitch of the game. Well, it was the third pitch, though. It's okay. First at bat.
Yeah.
It's okay, Alex.
Which was somehow the first time that's ever happened.
That's crazy.
In 108 years, not 108 years, but 140 years of professional baseball.
280 years of professional baseball. 400,000 years of professional baseball. And we still don't have universal DH. What happened?
Stupid Fox Sports.
So
No free shout-outs.
that was baseball.
Stupid
That's-
sports.
I have a lot more to say about baseball. But it's all extremely Yankees related, so we're not
That
going
was
to.
the longest talking baseball ever.
Yeah.
Almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was very informational.
So football, what happened in football?
I don't even know.
Florida had a bye week, so
Kentucky had a bye
they
week.
couldn't lose, so that's good.
Tennessee played Alabama really well for 3.25 quarters, and then
Yeah.
Alabama has a lot of better players, so
Yeah.
it just kind of
Much
fell
more
off.
depth.
The Jimmies
Yeah.
and Joes.
I think, in all honesty, we had Alabama beat X's and O's.
Sure, yeah.
Or
I
we
mean,
were at
I
least
wouldn't.
toe to toe with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Tennessee has gone from literally being the heel of the SEC last year with one of the best defensive coordinators in college football, and Jeremy Pruitt being their head coach. I mean, their defense couldn't stop a sneeze. And this year, with losing our two best linebackers, and
All your running
some,
backs.
and the guy that was going to be our starting safety, in Key Lawrence, we lead the nation in tackles for loss.
Yeah.
That just shows
Outstanding.
you that, I mean, we're literally playing guys that were supposed to be safeties at linebacker. They put on an extra
Playing
10
backups.
pounds. Yeah. And what are we doing? We're stopping people behind the line. And it's like, it just shows you that
Coaching is so important.
the coaching was very important, and Jeremy Pruitt, his coaching philosophy works really, really well if you have freak athletes at every single position too deep. But when you go to Tennessee, it's been struggling for 15 years. Not 15, but 15 now.
15.
Well,
Since
since
07.
07,
Yeah, so
Been
14
about-
now.
Yeah.
They don't have
15.
they don't have that kind of stuff in too deep. So you got to break it down a little bit more. It's got to be, read your gap and then go to this position. Read your gap, go to this position. Read your gap, read
fill your gap, do your job.
or-
Don't try to make a play. Just
Like, you don't have
Do
all
what you're
these
supposed to
these
do.
cat
Yeah.
blitzes. It's just, I want you to man this guy. I want you to play a hard flat whenever you see this. I want you to man it when you see this. I want you
defensive end, set the edge.
Yeah.
Don't get too far upfield.
and then you have two or
Linebackers
three
fill the
guys.
gaps. Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to have two or three guys that are ball hawks. Just
Yeah.
because if they weren't one, they're going to develop into one because they have to. And so we have someone like Theo Jackson that was a 3-star that probably never would have sniffed the field with Jeremy Pruitt that has, as a nickelback, like 16 tackles for loss or something this year. And it's like,
It's pretty good. Who did you? No, Georgia had bye too.
Yeah.
Cincinnati and Navy. They played Navy, right?
Yep, I
That was
had
a-
Navy.
That was a close game.
That was like my only win. Not like my only win. That was my only gambling win this weekend.
That's tough.
I went 1-5. Christian went 5-1.
Let's go.
what did I go, 3-3?
I'm still.
Everyone else went either 3-3 or 4-2. I
I'm
think.
still under 500.
I just had Christian went 5-1 and I went 1-5. Those were my notes on gambling. I'm now in last
Do you
place.
think?
Someone I hate is Logan Paul. But whenever I see a Logan Paul bet on the Barstool bet, I take it. Because I don't know why, but he
Because
seems
the
like
because the fights are rigged.
probably. But also,
They're,
It seems
like
like-
they're 100% rigged.
it's easy money.
Do you think Cincinnati not looking good in that game is going to end up hurting them
No,
in their case?
no,
No.
I don't think they're gonna be in the playoff anyway.
Well,
I think there's gonna be two
They're
one-loss.
going to
I
have
think
a
there's gonna be
case.
two one-loss SEC teams. In. I think
you
Alabama
think
and Georgia.
Alabama is going to beat Georgia?
I do.
I do not.
I have no reason not to.
I
think
have
that.
not been that impressed by Alabama.
No, I'm not impressed by them either. They're going to
Georgia's-
beat Georgia.
I don't know if they'll score more than 24 points against Georgia.
Well, I think they will. Like,
I think Georgia's.
it's just how it's going to go.
I think like 10
It's just
years
such a
from
different
now-
beast.
I think 10 years from now, we're going to look back on this Georgia defense like it's one of the best defenses that we've seen.
Well, that's fine.
I think it's going to carry them.
They're going to be the 2. Alabama's
I-
going to win the SEC and be the 4.
I think
Whoever's going to be the Ohio State probably will be the
if
1.
they win out, they'll get in.
They'll be the 1.
And if Oklahoma
Oklahoma wins out,
they'll
they'll
get
be
in.
the 3. Whatever. I mean, it's going to be those 4 teams. Just
I
pick
mean,
the order.
Here's the thing.
I have no reason not to
if
think that.
Cincinnati gets in, it's the same colors as teams that we've had.
So it's not new colors. It's a slightly different.
So we
bid.
need like Michigan or Michigan State.
I would love for it to be Michigan
Or
State.
Oregon get in. Oregon would have to win out.
I also don't know if I want, and I don't think they're even really going to target. I think LSU should. Their primary target should be Mel Tucker, but I don't want him to leave Michigan State because I want a different Big Ten team to be good.
Like when
Ohio
Michigan State is good, then you have like Ohio State.
You actually
Michigan,
have Big
Michigan
Ten East
State.
games that matter.
So
Yeah,
obviously, I grew up in the Northeast.
Wisconsin's
Or
not
the Northeast.
that great anymore.
I grew up in northern Indiana.
but
Because of this, I grew up a Tennessee fan.
you hate every Big Ten team.
So when you grow up in northern Indiana and you like the SEC, like Brandon football,
You
and
probably
you're
get
just
tired
a
of Big Ten.
die-hard Tennessee fan, you hate Ohio State.
Double
You
steal, got it.
Notre Dame.
No safe.
Notre Dame, because that's literally all you ever hear about.
Yeah,
You hate Purdue because
Safe.
everybody thinks Purdue is the coolest thing ever, and it's like, it's
I like Jeff
whatever.
Brom.
I don't know. Like they have a good school, but I mean,
Drew Brees.
I probably would have tried to go to
Like
Purdue
what
if
was
I
like? I guess like
no, like the actual school.
yeah, like I'm saying like
They have a
Good college
huge
town.
engineering department.
okay.
But
They're the Boilermakers.
yeah. You hate IU because IU's insufferable because of basketball and Indiana being
Which
a
they
basketball
haven't
state.
really
Yeah.
done anything.
That was a train
You hate
joke.
Michigan just because
Engineer.
everybody who doesn't like those aforementioned teams likes
Wait,
Michigan.
who? Michigan.
Yeah.
So, like, the only teams that I could stand growing up were Michigan State and Wisconsin and, like, Northwestern. Because Northwestern you can't hate.
It's just
because,
like an academic school.
yeah, it's like, oh, wow. Good job, buddy. You did
and
good.
they've now just hired the right
yeah.
guy for football.
And then Michigan State, like, I mean, even in college basketball, I mean, Mike
feel like-
D'Antoni
yeah.
and Tom Izzo, they were like those classic guys that you're like, that's a football coach and that's a basketball coach.
I feel like they're just like they just do their thing. Like they're not like obnoxious or anything like that. They just do what they like.
And
They
like-
just play football. They just play basketball. Like
And like everybody down here gives me crap about my Notre Dame hatred. Like they'll be like, well,
I'm sure up there.
they're like, well, they've got nice jerseys. I'm like, yeah, the gold helmet is cool. Like
Touchdown Jesus.
I've swam in Notre Dame's pool. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I've been there.
the holy water is what
I've
they
done
call it.
But Notre Dame fans are insufferable.
I'm
They're the
sure.
I
Alabama
believe
fans
that.
of the North.
I believe that.
I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
I just remember being in homeroom sophomore year of college or high school. Wow, that was a mouthful. Sophomore year of high school,
You have a concussion.
talking to my buddy Logan, and I was like, Logan, all these people are saying that Notre Dame's going to beat Alabama in this college football playoff game, and I'm like,
Oh, so like 2012.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Manti Te'o.
Manti-Te'o.
I was like, Alabama is about to.
Dog walking.
I mean, I was hopeful because I hate
Yeah.
Alabama, but
And I was,
Yeah, I mean-
I was on the exact opposite side of that.
yeah,
But and I shouldn't be. Like I should hate Alabama so much.
you
Yeah,
weren't
Tennessee
around
fan.
Alabama fans,
Right.
though. You were
That's
around
true.
Notre Dame fans.
But like they were like Notre Dame, like Alabama doesn't know what's coming for them. I'm like, guys, it's about to be a 40-point game,
Sure
and
was.
it sure was.
Yeah,
And what did I hear? I heard crickets. And then 2 years later when they were in the playoff again, they were all like,
yeah, the first year of the playoff,
and,
2014.
They were all like, oh, here comes Notre Dame again. And I'm like,
No,
here comes Alabama
And then
again.
it was here comes Cardale Jones.
Yeah, and
That's right.
and Zeke.
And then that's when
Zakay.
Alabama, Cardell just torched Alabama.
Yeah,
But also torched Notre Dame.
yeah.
Or is that when they played Oregon? They played Oregon. Alabama beat Notre Dame. And then Ohio State just
I think
destroyed
so, yeah.
Alabama. Yeah. I was watching that Oregon Ohio State
Wow.
game with my dad in the hotel.
No, Ohio State played Alabama in the semi.
Was that the 2 and 3? No, that was the 1-4. And then Notre Dame,
Yes.
Oregon was the 2-3.
I'm gonna just look it up to clarify.
Yeah. And it was like 48-14 or something like that.
Here we go.
Was that not Washington that year? From the Pac-12?
This is
Who's that?
If you type in 2014,
Shout
college
out,
football playoff. Yeah.
shout out,
Here,
Charlie
there's
Morton
that image.
pitching on a broken leg.
Here we go. Yeah.
I watched
2014. It was Alabama and Ohio State and Oregon and Florida State.
oh, what am I?
You're thinking
15 maybe.
15 maybe. I don't remember.
Notre Dame.
They all run
did
together
make-
for me.
Did make a playoff around then though.
I watched the blue-white scrimmage. I think that was Thursday
2015
night.
Michigan State maybe.
Oscar Tshiebwe had 25 points, 21 rebounds. It's a scrimmage. And I watched every second of it. It was exciting.
2015 was when Ohio State beat.
14 was the Cardell Jones year.
Yeah, that was Cardell Jones. 15 Alabama
No,
beat Washington. And
14 was Auburn.
13 was
13 was Auburn.
Oh, it's because
It's because it's in the
13
January.
season, 14 is when the championship happened. I don't know, but Notre Dame, yeah, they got waxed in one of the playoffs.
Yeah,
and they did last year too.
yeah, they did.
There wasn't really any storylines in NFL though.
Geno Smith sucks.
Patriots destroyed the Jets.
That was expected. The Chiefs suck.
Bengals.
Bengals are good. The Chiefs stink.
Yeah. I guess we can go on to picks. I can't think of anything. Devontae Adams has
It was
COVID,
a boring,
so I have to.
boring week.
Oh, Notre Dame was in 19.
No.
33.
That was Ian Book, wasn't it? One of his 7 years there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Devontae Adams has COVID, so I can't start him. But I'm playing Rhino, so I should still win.
That was rude. But yeah, you should.
I mean, it's just a fact. But yeah, we can go to picks, I guess. So
All right.
you want to give the recap?
It was 42-14 when Alabama beat Notre Dame
Yeah.
in 2012.
Dog walking.
Yeah.
Overall, we are 109, 108, and 3.
Hey, we're
Above 500 for the first time in like 4 weeks, I guess. Will is 25 and 19. John Alex is 23, 20 and 1. Mason.
33 again.
Yeah. Mason is 22 and 22. Christian is 20, 22 and 2.
It's a lot of twos.
And I am 19 and 25.
Oof.
If I go 6 and 0 this week, I'm back to
You're
500.
back in it. You're back in it.
It's so bad.
It's all about a steady climb. You just got to steadily climb up.
That's you.
That's Darcy.
I know, but he said,
He's the one that did the Kessel run.
I said, do you know this man? It was a picture of you.
Oh,
You did the Kessel run?
I did, yeah. 14 parsecs.
It was 12.
Okay, I did it slower.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did it in more distance.
Yeah. Oh,
That
so
was
you
always
did
funny.
More than one part.
That was always funny in solo
yeah.
or before pre-solo when like
Before
the
you
joke
saw
was
it,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
a parsec is distance, not time," and then they showed like, no, they did it. They did it by shortening the distance.
Yeah.
That was cool. Anyway, that was Nerd Talk 101.
Yeah.
New segment, Nerd Talk
Oh,
101.
like a light year?
That's
A parsec.
time.
I don't know I still don't know what a parsec is.
It's a unit of. It's a measurement.
Oh,
of
so like a
distance.
nautical mile, like a knot.
That's speed as well. Nautical mile would be a
Knots
distance.
is,
A knot is speed.
Knots is speed.
Ah.
So I'm gonna
So,
make
like,
my picks.
Going like, oh, what's that called?
Supernova.
No, like Mach 9.
I don't know what that
It's
means.
9 times the speed of sound.
It's not that. It'd be like if from here to Murfreesboro is 26 miles. You said, "Oh, I drove from here to Murfreesboro in
One
22
marathon.
miles." And you're like, "Well, that's," and they're like, "Whoa, wow," and you're like, "Well, that's what?" It's because you took a shortcut. That's kind of the solo thing.
Okay.
Because you would expect
got
it to be
it.
like, "Oh, I got
So
there
it's
in
like when
30
you wipe,
minutes."
but you let your finger through and you just kind of like pull all the poop out.
I don't know
So you're
about
like,
any of
man,
that.
I just pooped and landed to wipe 3 times, and you're like,
But you
well,
really,
it should have been like 7. Well, I took a shortcut and I just.
that's. I mean, it's taking. A
I
shortcut.
cannot relate to that.
Yeah.
I can say that.
I
I can't relate to it.
so
That's why I
Maybe
don't
other
poop.
people can. No.
my
still do that.
picks, I've got.
College picks.
Yeah, this is my college picks.
Let me hear them.
I've got Ole Miss, money line.
Frick Coastal.
Oh, who are they playing?
Auburn. Auburn's -2.5.
Auburn's
got-
favored?
Yeah,
Is it Auburn?
it's at Auburn.
Okay.
But I've got Ole Miss money line, and I've got Kentucky money line, which they're only favored by 1.5 against Mississippi State. So,
I've got it at 1 now.
well, this is on FanDuel.
Okay.
So,
I've got Kentucky -1.
okay.
And then I've got Syracuse -6.5 at home against Boston College.
Okay.
There's another podcast, no for shout-outs, that put me on to the Syracuse running back's Twitter. It is hilarious. It's his second year, but I don't know if he's a redshirt freshman or sophomore.
Okay.
He averages like 130 rushing yards per game. He's very good. But his Twitter is really funny because he tweets. It's similar to like Magic Johnson.
Just like obvious stuff.
Yeah. So like
what
after
we were doing last night.
Yeah. So, like, after each one of their games, he'll tweet out, like, you know, we won whatever the score. Actually, you make your picks. I'm going to pull up his Twitter.
Okay, so
And just read his
I'm gonna
most
go,
recent tweet.
Then I'm gonna read Mason's.
Iowa money line against Penn State. Against Wisconsin. They're
Okay.
they're 3.5-point underdogs. It's at Wisconsin, so that's why. But I don't think Wisconsin scores like more than 6 points against Iowa's defense.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I'm also going to go with Kentucky -1 against Mississippi State.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
This is his most recent tweet after they beat Virginia Tech. Finally, an ACC win, Syracuse 41, Virginia Tech 36. I am pleased with my performance and happy with the outcome. I ran 20 attempts for 112 yards with 2 receptions for 14 yards. Thanks to my O-line for helping me reach 1,000 yards and more to come.
Nice.
Thank you for
Friday
your
we
support.
lost. This is after the Clemson game. Friday we lost, Syracuse 14, Clemson 17. I'm pleased with my performance, but not happy we lost another close one. I ran 22 attempts for 157 yards with 2 receptions for 20 yards. This would be like if you were texting your grandmother how you did like after each one of your games. That's what
Yeah.
all of his tweets are.
Yeah.
Saturday we lost in overtime. Syracuse 37, Wake Forest 40. I'm pleased with my performance, but not happy with the outcome. I wish I could have done more. I ran 26 attempts for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns with 3 receptions for 29 yards and a touchdown.
Or it sounds like he's like writing a paper about his performance. Like,
Saturday we lost, Florida State 33, Syracuse 30. I'm not pleased with my performance. Stepping out of bounds on the 1-yard line can't happen again. I had 24 attempts for 102 yards. Friday we fought hard for a victory against Liberty. Syracuse 24, Liberty 21. I ran for 169 yards, 32 carries, 5.3 average, 1 touchdown, and caught 3 for 27 yards. I'm pleased with my performance. I got injured in the game and recovered and got back in the fight. He's just got a hilarious Twitter account. He's class of 24.
I need to follow this guy.
That's great. Sean Tucker. He's class of 24, so he's a sophomore, right? 21. No, redshirt. He's a freshman. No, he's a sophomore. Because this year's seniors are class of 22.
22. Yeah.
He's very.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
I'm
really good.
I'm gonna follow.
He's on the. I forget what the running back one is. I mean, he's on like the mid-season finals for every offensive college football offensive award. He's extremely good.
Do we even care about Masons? Because he copped out on us
I
2
know.
nights in a row.
I'm gonna still read them though.
I mean, it's not like they're good.
Oh well, one of them is the same as mine. Ole Miss money line, and then Ohio State -18.5 against Penn State.
18.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll cover.
Especially after Penn State just is looking forward to Illinois, as James Franklin said on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all sent this at some point in the Twitter group, but Mike Tomlin's response to them asking about USC rumors, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Mike Tomlin's awesome.
He's awesome. Big fan of Mike Tomlin.
Huge.
And he was just like, look, first off, why would he leave?
He
has a
he
great
will
job.
Be the Steelers head coach as long as he wants.
Yeah. I mean, he has a great job.
Like, he is.
I think the rumor this weekend was, maybe not the rumor, but like kind of the consensus opinion that came out that was like, Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers next year? I mean,
That'd be kind of dirty.
Obviously, any team he goes to is a Super Bowl contender, but with that defense, and a good quarterback
and
that they haven't really had for a
weapons,
while, which Ben Roethlisberger's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He has not been playing at a Hall of Fame level for a few years. That's fair to say.
Like since 2017 or 2018.
Exactly. Whereas Aaron Rodgers is still playing at that level.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Rodgers with.
Well, I don't think Big Ben ever played it.
Well, yeah, but
at Aaron Rodgers' level, no. But at a Hall of Fame level,
really good. Yeah. But like,
go.
Rodgers with
you can say
with Deontay Johnson and Claypool and Juju with Najee Harris, like that would be dirty,
insane.
They need to improve the O-line a little bit though, which they can do in the draft and free agency. But
I used to hate
that was
Big Ben with like a passion.
Why?
Because what was it, 2004 when they won the Super Bowl?
Because that thing in Buckhead. No, it wasn't in Buckhead.
That would have been
like Georgia State, Georgia Southern, maybe.
Yeah, like they won. They won. Did they win his rookie year? They might have. Idea. It was really.
That was
early.
when I did not pay attention at all.
It was really early in his career that they won, and then they beat the
2004
Cardinals.
Was the Patriots.
I know, but it was around then. It was like his second or third year or something like that.
Okay, it's 2006. I was thinking.
Okay.
2006 was the Colts one, but
and yeah,
I remember watching that game in my parents' bedroom for some reason, where we had much better TVs other places, not my parents' bedroom. Like, my parents' bedroom honestly had a booty for a TV, especially when I was 9.
Was it a thick booty?
It was a dump truck.
It was one. It was one of those big TVs.
Yeah, like the projector TV.
No.
With the thing on the back.
It was like a 30-inch screen, but with it was like
the massive back on it.
30 inches back. It was like on top of.
Yeah, but that's like the projector.
I guess.
I'm pretty sure.
When I think of projector TVs, I think of
a screen.
The one that I had downstairs in my parents'
or
my house. Yeah. It was like 60 inches big.
I got you.
But
I know
which is the TV I should have been watching the game on.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there watching it, and then I was talking to my grandpa on the phone. I was like, Grandpa, did you see that? He moved the ball forward after he got tackled, and he tried to say it was a touchdown. Like, he's cheating. That guy's a liar. And I was
let me tell you about Big Ben.
Yeah, I was a 9-year-old, and I saw this guy, just like everybody else, move the ball forward like they try to get it. He was like, he moved it forward, and they called it a touchdown.
It hurt you on the inside.
It did. I was 9. I was like, this guy's cheating on national television.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
It's bad sportsmanship.
I've gotten over that since. But
that's fair.
Yeah, it's sad seeing Big Ben now, though.
It's funny.
He can't move at all.
Why aren't they...
He just falls over anytime he moves.
Why aren't they one of the teams rumored to get old Deshaun Watson?
Well, maybe they're just all in on going for Rodgers.
Maybe.
So there's no point.
Is he going to get traded?
Who?
Deshaun.
I mean, probably, but I don't know the extent of like the situation that he's in right now.
They pretty much have said like we're not putting him on the exempt list for this season.
Okay.
So
I don't know. We'll see.
So
it'll be interesting.
Should we go into our NFL picks?
Yeah, I was about to go.
Okay.
I've
go ahead and do Masons.
Oh, Reed Masons?
Nah, do yours.
I've got Colts money line against the Titans.
Okay.
That's -1.5.
Yeah. It's still Davis Mills at quarterback for the Texans, correct?
No. I think Tyrod's back.
Oh, yeah, he might be.
Okay, well, then I'm not picking against them. I'm not taking the Rams to cover them.
I think he's back this week.
Browns -3.5 against the Steelers.
I almost did that.
Okay.
Getting Chubb back.
You're saying they're getting chubbed up for this game?
Oh, they're going to be chubbed up. They don't have Kareem Hunt back.
Bricked up.
But they have Ernest Johnson as the second back. So,
Chubb.
No, Chubb Johnson. Yeah.
I'm going to
As
go
Oakley said.
It's a 1-2 punch.
Chargers minus 4.5
One
against the
It's something.
Patriots.
Wow.
Chargers minus 4.5.
Fake fan.
I have that.
And then I'm going Chiefs minus 10 against the Giants. Bounce back game for the Chiefs.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
That was 4, right? Yeah.
It's weird that it's showing up like that. I have the Packers covering 6.5 against the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football.
Okay.
I don't really understand why the Cardinals. I guess it's because Devontae's out. But, like, let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers has done more with less.
Yeah, that's fair.
Uh,
Wait, who are they playing?
the Cardinals.
That's
Okay.
why. Okay.
And also, the Cardinals almost lost to the Jags this year. So, like,
Yeah, but
that's closer than the Packers losing to the Saints. And also,
Yeah.
Green Bay is 6-0 without Devontae Adams.
really?
Is he making their team worse?
No, he's the best
And as
receiver
Aaron
in the
Rodgers
NFL.
said on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, Devontae Adams is amazing and can do so many things that nobody else can. But we are, for some reason, 6-0 without Devontae. It doesn't make sense. Okay. I'm also going Bengals minus 11 against the Jets. It's a lot of points, but the Jets are garbage,
Yeah.
and the Bengals are feeling themselves on national television.
That's kinky.
I've got the Cowboys minus
Cincy.
1.5 against the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. I had 2 primetime games. I didn't realize that. And then also the Bills minus 13.5 against the Dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins are also absolute
Yeah, they're not good.
dolphin tushy.
Yeah.
All right, I've got Packers money line against the Cardinals plus 240.
Okay.
Cardinals going to lose at some point.
That's true.
Bengals minus 11 versus the Jets. The Jets stink.
Yep.
Broncos minus 3 at home against the Washington football team. I just think they'll win by more than a field goal, and the line was minus 3. So I went with that.
Okay.
I hope so, and I hope it's because Javonte Williams goes off.
It'd be nice
me.
for you for this week.
Yeah.
Cowboys minus 1.5 against the Vikings.
Mhm.
Cowboys have covered every game this year.
Oh, wow. I did it again.
So I'm riding with the Cowboys.
Okay.
Them boys.
Did you, look at my picks before I said them?
No, how many did we have were the same?
2.5.
2.
Because
Because you have Packers to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
If
have
they
the-
win, they'll cover. No, I made my
So-
picks Monday.
Oh, I made mine
Nice.
5 minutes ago.
So here's
I
Mason's.
don't know how I feel about that since you're 19 and 25 and I'm 25 and 19.
Well,
How
Some
fun would
might-
it be
some might
if
say-
you had 2 pushes, you'd be 23-19. Like from Monsters, Inc.
No, we got it.
Yeah.
We do have a 20.
How much money would you make if you took my picks and faded Oakley's? You'd be 50 and 38.
I think you're 7 units up and I'm 5 units down. So you'd be up,
12 units?
well, because the lines are different if you pick because the odds, rather, are different. So you would make different amounts of money based on fading. So, you wouldn't have the exact same, but it would be roughly 12 units up, yeah. But the odds can be different depending on which
May the
side.
odds ever be in your favor.
That's true.
So before I do Mason's picks, we've got a big announcement. OKC gets their first win of the season against the Lakers
I'm going to go pee.
on the second night of a back-to-back.
How about y'all
That's all
talk
I'm saying.
WNBA while I go pee?
With the,
NBA.
I mean, you don't like SGA?
Love it.
Well, he played well. So Mason's picks. Fake Kentucky fan doesn't like SGA.
Well, I mean, I think
One of the
every
best Kentucky players
college
in the-
basketball fan is a fake college basketball fan. So.
Ooh. Don't let Oakley hear that.
Yeah, that's why I said Flyers gone.
Or let's say it when he gets back.
That's who. Wow, I just said that.
Yeah. So Mason's picks. He's got Titans money line. He's got the Bengals minus 10.5 against the Jets. Rams minus 14.5 against the Texans. and Bucks minus 5.5 against the Saints. So two of his are, well, one of his is the opposite, but he took one that I didn't take because Tyrod's back. Tyrod, sorry.
You know, they say that your personality becomes like the same, like a blend of the
like, is it 5?
5 or 6.
Yeah.
I was going to say 6. You said 5, so let's say 5.5.
5.5 people.
Yeah. That you're closest to?
Yeah.
That was very evident of...
That too.
Yeah, me saying that right there. And also, I made an Oakley joke the other day to Oakley. I was like, that was a joke that you would say. He's like, yeah, it was.
I don't remember what it was.
I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh, okay. Let's
just
say
a good idea. It's not safe for podcasting.
NSFP.
What?
A
Not
joke
safe
that I
for
made to
podcasting.
you the other day. That was a joke that you would make.
He said.
Let's not say it.
He said all Kentucky basketball fans are fake college basketball fans.
How so?
Well, he said that you had a, like, you saying love him was sarcastic about SGA, and so I said fake Kentucky fan.
One of the best for Kentucky anymore.
One of the best Kentucky players in the NBA right now, though.
That's fine. He doesn't play for Kentucky anymore.
I mean, that's fine. Don't you like that helps Kentucky recruiting though?
Yeah, if we didn't have SGA, I don't know if we'd get any of those.
I mean, if you didn't have
recruiters.
SGA, AD,
you could
John Wall play like early in his career.
You could
playing
list
well,
about 40 NBA
DeMarcus
players.
Cousins. Like I'm saying, like if you didn't have those guys that balled out, maybe it would.
But we did have them.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And
Devin Booker,
we got guys this year.
AJ today's.
Gross.
Tyler Hero.
Altuve. Fair ball. They're up 6-2, 7-2.
The midget hit a home run.
I hate him so much.
I don't like him because he's so short.
If you could kill,
Are you elitist?
I mean, Albies is only 2 inches taller than him. That's kind of sad.
if you could kill one player on the Astros, don't say it, but like, would you?
Like, are you saying would it be?
No, not who would it be? That's messed up.
Oh,
If
do
you
you
could
want to
kill
make
one
your
of them.
picks?
Yeah, make your pick. Here's what we're
Yeah,
picking.
no,
If you could kill one player on the Astros, who would you pick?
Altuve.
That's fair.
He's just too short. I don't like him.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
hate
was just saying.
Jose
Also,
Altuve.
their like excuses for when they were lying were terrible.
They were dumb excuses.
Yeah, it was almost as well. It was as bad as wasn't Garrett Cole this year saying,
He did.
got passed down to us."
He just that might have been the best answer ever because they asked him like about the spider tech stuff and he was like, I don't want to put myself in a bad situation, so I'm not going to answer the question.
All
I'm gonna
right.
beat around the bush. Yes, I've been cheating.
So I have. These were tough. I remember looking at all of these.
I'm going to go 6-0.
I went 5-1 last week.
I went 1-5 last week.
Okay, I've got Florida to cover 14.5.
I thought about it. I
my
thought about it.
unofficial pick is Florida money line.
That's my
I thought
SEC
about it.
one. And then
I will be betting it, but it's not on the pod.
Ole Miss plus 118 at Auburn. I feel like
I took
that's
the money line. Yeah,
yeah, that's steep.
Yeah.
And then NFL.
you just have to back out and go to it.
All right. NFL. I've got the Panthers money line at the Falcons.
Them
I've got the
thirds.
Lions at home against the Eagles money line. They're taking.
I
Well, I like
agree
that pick.
that's first win.
I will be betting on that as well.
I didn't think about
Not
that.
officially for the pod, but I will be.
But yeah, just
Yeah, I'm
your
gonna
Sprinkle the money
keep. I may go plus signs this whole.
Do it.
All every pick.
those two were plus
Packers
signs.
Yeah.
Packers.
Steelers money line at Cleveland.
I've got
I did the
Packers.
opposite. I did Cleveland to cover.
Jaguars money line at Seattle.
That's
So he's got
That's
Steelers.
four. That's four.
Is it?
That's 4.
That was 4.
He's got Steelers and you've got Browns.
I had the Browns to like minus
Okay, so
3.5,
loser
so
has to do the next pod naked.
Not naked, but naked.
yeah, kid.
Well, there's a
I
difference.
don't want to see that.
Well, I mean, we have a
Unless it's
table.
Christian.
We have a round table. We have a round table. You won't see anything.
So, like,
I mean,
Jocks
they'd have
are
to be
doing the
like
round table.
they'd have to be like this for you to not
Could
see
be
anything.
you.
I'm just saying, whoever it is would have to be like right up against the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Naked on the pod. You know the difference between naked and naked?
What's the difference?
Naked means you're up to something.
Oh, okay. We got to do fully torqued.
I don't know what I'm fully torqued for.
Do you know what you're fully torqued for?
Yeah, I'm going to try pass an emissions test tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to go well.
Shoot after keys.
They're like right there. Yo, try not to see probably.
Also baseball.
Just
Love it.
postseason baseball.
And
World
free
Series
agency.
baseball.
Baseball
that
free
doesn't
agency
start
is
till
extremely.
November 2nd. There's also going to be a
Which is
lockout
next
on
Tuesday.
December 2nd. No, so not November 2nd, like November 6th. There's going to be a lockout.
Oh, that hurt really bad.
I'm
There's going to be a
fully
labor dispute is the technical way of it.
I just.
Farted.
So on Monday, I took a shoulder to the face,
Yeah, he did.
and now I have a black eye on my
Yeah, he did.
face.
Yes.
There's
Y-
big
No,
black
no.
guy on my face.
Oh, yeah. Right on
Like,
it.
I have to position myself a certain way when I lay down because of the black eye on my face.
Yeah.
That's a Family Guy joke right there. But yeah, I just like did that thing where like your nose itches, so you like kind of wiggle a
Get
little
in.
bit.
Oh.
And like I can blink fine, but like if I
Because you put pressure
like-
up like that.
if I
When you
like
get
if
your
I
nose.
force my eyes closed, it hurts like the cut. And when I did the nose thing, instead of it like did the super pressure on my eye, that did not feel good.
Did they tell you to get
That's
stitches?
unfortunate.
And,
No,
or
they
did they
said
say no?
they said you don't need stitches. It was gonna heal clean.
There was one time at the beach, our first day there, I cut my chest open and went to the emergency room, and they were like, yeah, we're going to have to give you stitches. And I was like, well, first day at the beach, and I don't want to not get in the water for the entire week, so no. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, if you did staples, could I get in the water? They're like, no. I was like, well, just clean it up. So for about 3 years, I had just like a massive amount of scarred tissue on a scar on my chest. It's not. It's down a lot now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Did
fun.
you put some moisturizing lotion on it?
Probably not.
No.
I probably should have, but I didn't.
Did you put the whatever it's called scar remover
Nah,
stuff on it?
no.
So
No,
like,
didn't
is
care.
that called Mufasa or not? Or I mean Simba?
Scar
Simba is
reliever?
the scar remover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, those hyenas ate him up though.
Hey, can you text out the matchup?
Yeah. I'm fully torqued because OKC just got its first win against
They
the
won?
Lakers. Yeah.
I knew it. I
They
picked the
had
money
to-
line.
they had
I knew we would win.
They had to overcome a 26-point deficit.
Don't care.
It's the
Christian,
NBA,
you sound like a
don't
mega
count.
nerd saying that.
Also,
26
Lou
point
Dort,
deficit.
They had to
Lou Dort-
overcome 26.
They had to overcome.
Lou Dort guarding Russell Westbrook forced, well, probably wasn't all him, but
Are you kidding
10
me?
turnovers.
The Bucks
for
lost
us.
to the T-Wolves.
J.J. Watt likely done for the year.
Yeah.
Whoa, COVID?
All right, you
Arm.
ready?
Oh,
Where's the
from his vaccine?
Dude, oh my gosh.
where's Matt?
Oh, on the pod?
Farting on the pod.
Oh yeah, I was farting right next to Grant and Haley earlier today.
You ready?
It was really funny.
Ready for what?
We
He's
got
gotta
Grady,
send
up.
Grady versus Mason.
Wait, what week is this? I'll
I
just
have
say
no
week
idea.
next.
It hasn't made its way
Brady
over here yet.
Versus
Mason. Ryan versus
Mason,
Ryan versus Grant.
Ryan, like Coolidge
Yeah.
versus Grant.
Jeff.
Ask him if he wants to
Vaca.
play me in the show.
Versus Vaca,
Luke and
Luke,
Noah on bye week.
and No on bye. Okay, well, you didn't do your fully torqued. John Alex has any.
I'll tell you what I'm fully torqued about. Some hibachi. I plan on eating hibachi for one meal this week. It's probably been a month and a half since I've had it. You
You know how they say that in Japanese?
I have no idea.
It's hibachi. It's a Japanese word.
Honestly,
I don't know if that's true or not. If we have any Japanese listeners, please call in and let us know if I was correct.
I'm just
Hibachi.
fully
Sounds
torqued to
Japanese.
get back to the gym tomorrow. I've been out
Second
the last
L.
2 days
With an eye injury.
because of my eye injury. Also, my workout partner this morning said he
Are you
wasn't going
working
to go.
tomorrow?
I worked
He
today.
worked today too.
No, I didn't know.
He twerked.
Dude, we're fucking for tomorrow. At work for lunch.
King.
Oh, I know. I
restaurant.
heard him explain.
Yeah.
I listen, unlike you.
Wow.
There's
What?
there's a restaurant in Clarksville named Pho, like PHO King, like Vietnamese pho. Yeah. Except they knew what they were doing. When
Are you
they
sure
made
it's not
that.
food?
I thought it was pho.
I did too.
Or pho, maybe.
It's definitely pho. But yeah.
My favorite Vietnamese food is udon, but that actually might be
Udon
Korean.
noodles.
You know, there
No,
are
that's
also
Vietnamese.
udon missiles that nobody's ever fired before.
Allegedly. Oh, Kimmy J might have.
What about Jimmy K? Jimmy Kimmel?
He's never fired a missile.
that we
I'm
know of.
fairly certain.
That's what
That
he
we
calls
know
his
of.
leader.
That's disgusting.
I
to
just
hear.
really like saying fucking.
Why? I don't get it.
Because, you know, the classic play on jokes of. Play on words.
Play, yeah. Yeah,
That's the music that usually goes to.
he was like, we were at
What?
Devo, and he was like, he's talking to me and John Alex and Emily.
And I.
Shut up. And
You weren't there.
It's true. That's true.
and he goes, like, said something about what I'm eating for lunch tomorrow, and he said, "fucking," and we were like, "What?" And he just walked off. We were like, "Did he just say what we thought he said?"
Yeah, I like threw it.
And he was like, "Yeah, me," and like named 4 dudes, and he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go fucking."
Also, while you were peeing, Christian said something.
I'm not European.
And Christian said something to me. I was like, "That's true. That's true. That's true." And I was like, "Wow, that's what Oakley would say."
That's true. That's true.
Okay, well, that was
Do you
everybody.
think the Yankees are going to stick with Gary Sanchez?
That was everybody's fully torqued. I have no idea. So,
Do you think the Cubs are going to trade Wilson Contreras?
I also have no idea.
Do y'all want Luke Voigt? I'll give you Luke Voigt, Clint Frazier, and Miguel Andujar for Wilson Contreras.
Well, I am going to say something that made me sad is Anthony Rizzo did say that he wants to re-sign with the Yankees.
One of his family members said
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
So on that same podcast I was talking about, they brought that up, and one of the main guys, John Boyd, he said, I can tell you this right now, if you asked any of my family members about a major financial decision I was going to make over the next 4 months, they would probably be wrong.
Yeah.
That's not really something that
Yeah.
your cousin is, your grandma, your uncle, they probably don't know what you're going to be doing with
that.
a $60 million decision over the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for instilling some hope in me again.
I think I see him on the Phillies. I think they trade Rhys Hoskins. I think they get Anthony Rizzo. I think that they would give him
Third pinstripe team.
Yeah, they would give him 4 years, $70 million. I mean, he's going to get a high. I think he wants 5 or 6 years, but I think he would compensate for a higher average per year, and I think he'll get. He turned down the 570. I don't think anyone's getting him 5. I think people will still give him 70, but for a shorter amount of time, because I think they're less concerned with the money part of it and more concerned with the duration of the contract.
Yeah.
Similar to what I don't want a 10-year contract on Corey Seager. I would do a 10-year contract for Correa. I wouldn't do a 10-year contract for Story. I obviously wouldn't do one for Simeon.
Or Baez.
Baez. I don't want Baez. We have Joey Gallo. Why do we need Javier Baez? They're the same person at the plate.
No.
Well, he's 70 points better in batting average, but they're both going to strike out 200 times.
Yeah.
Which I'm tired of seeing.
But Gold Glove defense.
Yeah, no, that's true. Joey Gallo is nothing offensively to me. He's the 9-hole, and he's in the lineup because of his defense, not because of his
Jason
offense.
Hayward.
Exactly.
Except Joey Gallo will hit 25, 30 home runs a year.
I mean, he might hit 40, but
Yeah.
because he's batting 180, I can't have him in the 5-hole.
Hmm.
He's not any protection
Well, in the
behind.
2-hole.
No, he's zero protection behind
About
Giancarlo
the
Stanton. People can pitch around Stanton, make him chase sliders away because there's no threat of a hitter behind him if Gallo's batting fifth.
Yeah.
What
Is
about
that
the
why
pee
you
hole?
said? Is that what you meant by two hole was poo hole? That's what I thought.
What about the one hole?
What about poo hole's poo
He's
hole?
batting ninth.
What about how crazy it actually is about splits against right-handed and left-handed pitching? Like Pujols was 190 against right-handed pitching this year,
Yeah,
but 301 against left-handed.
that shows the impact of breaking balls in
Yeah.
baseball. I mean, it's hard to hit a breaking
And
ball.
it's also like it shows you how important it is to platoon.
Yeah.
Platoon, not
Platoon. To not go with a righty stack like Brian Cashman tried to do for 3 years in Yankee Stadium, no less. I got a lot of things to say about Brian Cashman.
That's another thing
I'm
about
sure.
baseball. It's like that makes it harder to do the hard cap. Because you have people on the team for very specific situations.
Yeah.
That's
that
fair.
should get paid handsomely for being able to do that.
You want to hear something else that's stupid that Brian Cashman did? Okay, so
Sure.
when we got Zach
No.
Britton and then we brought him on for a new contract, we did a 2-year team option. Most people with a team option or play option across any sport, it's for like the last year of the contract. This was a 2-year team option that we accepted for Britton last year. I think this year he got paid like $12 million, which is closer money, and he's not our closer because we already have $16 million a year on Chapman. He's our closer, obviously, and so we did that team option. So he's going to be getting a $14 million hit on our payroll for next season, and he's not going. No, he's not going to play. He's having Tommy John. $14 million because of the 2-year team option, and like at the time it made sense, at the time it makes sense to accept that option, but like why would you work out a contract with a team option that's going like no matter what happens, it's going to handcuff you?
Yeah.
So stupid. Just dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I've got more to say. I could keep going.
Was that stuff that you were like alluding to at the beginning that you could have talked about
I have
when we were ending baseball talk?
That is barely any of it.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
It's not even the
Like
tip.
I mean, like the literal point.
It's a snowflake that landed on top of the tip of the
Yeah,
iceberg.
at the very tippity top.
There's
balancing
so
them.
much that like the Yankees like it's such an important offseason for them,
Okay.
but they have messed up
That
so
was
much.
this week's
They
episode.
can't fix all of it in one offseason.
Goodbye. See you next week.
We need to give Oakley just an episode
Goodbye.
of him talking. Bye.
Adios.